Have you ever wanted to make some overlays for your stream, but not sure how to start? In today's video, we will show you how you can easily create beautiful graphics to take your streams up a notch. Today's video is sponsored by us. If you need free panel or overlay designs, head on over to proficientskills.org and download some of our free designs to jazz up your streams. Our overlay packs include both screen designs as well as webcam frames. All designs are 100% free to use, link is in the description below. Enjoy! To create our own design, we will be using a free piece of software called Gimp. Think of it like Photoshop, only free. I'll include a link in the description below, and while it may seem intimidating at first, trust me, this is a super powerful tool for any graphic designer on a budget. First, we will head over to our internet browser and go to UNSPLASH.com. This lets you find copyright-free images for use in your own projects. I think I would like to make a mountain overlay for this video. Alright, let's look at some images here. I got some pretty nice photos of different kinds of mountains. I think I want something a little bit more dynamic. Something like this sunset one. We're gonna go ahead and download this sunset mountain image. It comes in many sizes, but we also know that it's by this guy, Alessandro Sacchi. And it's really important that when you use these images to give credit to these guys. They worked hard on it. Be sure to give them a shout out. Alessandro Sacchi, thank you for this image. It is a very beautiful mountain set, and be sure to check out his profile down in the description below. All right, so we're going to open up the image in Gimp and resize it to 1920 by 1080. This will make it easier for people to resize themselves later on if they need to. And now let's match our canvas. The canvas is this checkerboard pattern looking area, and we're gonna match it to move it down to 1920 by 1080. All right, now let's move the image down a bit so that it's centered. You can see it's kind of cut off a little bit. And I think I'll use the arrow keys instead, so I don't move it left or right. There we go. That looks nice. Now using the free select tool, I want to select only the mountain range portion. We're going to change the color balance to add a bit of red. It is the sunset after all. Maybe a bit of blue as well. All right, now we're going to adjust our color curves. This will let us either brighten or darken the image. I want this range to be a tad darker. That's nice. Next, using the scissor select tool, I want to select the sky portion of the image. You'll be selecting a lot of edges in your career, so get used to using this tool. Alright, now here's where we can get creative. Under filters, I'll be using the watercolor filter to give the image a bit of a watercolor look. Messing around with the sliders a little bit until I'm happy with the result. And there it is. Now we invert our selection and apply the same water pixel filter to the mountains. And this is a very nice base image for our overlays. Now we want to add some lighting effects. A vignette is a simple way to add depth to our image. By moving our center, we can brighten or darken certain parts of the image. I think our sun in this world would be about here. Now let's change the intensity. That looks good. We can also add a traditional light source through lighting effects, and those would look something like this. We can go even further and change our mode over here for even more creative uses. Maybe you want a super bright sun or a Red Dead style. Maybe something in between. We won't be using those for our image though. Next, I want to brighten the area just above this mountain range and give it a bit of contrast. We'll do that using our dodge and burn tool. First, we need to select our edge once again with the scissor select tool. Now that we have it all selected, we can use our dodge tool. And we're going to create a very small highlight. Now, we will use our burn tool to slightly darken our sky. Let's increase the fade length a little bit and give it another pass. I don't like that one. Let's try again. That's better. One more pass for the top. Now I want to add just a few dark areas to keep the image interesting. Great. Next, we want to invert our selection so that we are working on the mountain portion. Once again, we select our burn tool. Let's lower the exposure a bit. Actually, first let's use our dodge tool and brighten up the mountainside a little bit. This will help us get a depth of field going on. There we go. Now we can select our burn tool and just bump the contrast of all these dark rocks. All these rocks are closer to us and away from the light, so we want them to be nice and dark. Beautiful. And that's our image. Now let's add some text. We'll create a new layer. Let's see, I think we should begin with our starting soon text. Click on our text box. This font's fine. Let's change our color to white. Type out starting soon. Let's make that bigger. A little bit bigger. All right. Now to center, I want to add a horizontal guide and a vertical guide. Now I can move the center of the text to be the center of our image. Next, to make the text a bit more interesting, we'll add a simple drop shadow effect. Position is fine. Let's increase the opacity a bit, as well as the blur. And there it is. We have a theme. Let's look at what we made. This is a very fine, very admirable starting soon screen. I like it. Now we can just repeat this process for the rest of our screens. And that's how you can create some very stylish screens. I hope you enjoyed this video, and be sure to click subscribe and check out our next video where we use this exact image for some webcam frames and just chatting scenes.